Good morning. The first topic I want to explain is the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is a physicochemical process that converts the light energy that we obtain from the solar system to chemical energy, and that chemical energy is used to drive the carbon dioxide fixation. So the photosynthesis is a process which takes place in the chloroplast of a cell. So the site of the photosynthesis is the site of photosynthesis. So what is the site of the photosynthesis? First, we have to know the site of the photosynthesis, where it does occur. So it occurs in the chloroplast of a cell. So this is the cell, chloroplast, and this is the outer membrane, and this is the inner membrane. And inside it has stroma, the liquid portion of the cell, that is the stroma, and also some structures like this. So these structures are actually known as, this is a stack of the thylakoids. These structures are known as thylakoids. And this group of stack of the thylakoids are known as granum. So this is the figure of thylakoid. So this is the figure of a chloroplast cell. Chloroplast. So photosynthesis takes place. The site of the photosynthesis is the chloroplast of a cell. And in the chloroplast, there is the inner and the outer membrane. So inside the chloroplast, there are some structures like this. These structures are known as thylakoids, and the stack of the thylakoids are known as granum. And this liquid portion of the cell is known as stroma. So photosynthesis is the process that takes place in two phases. So first, what happens? From the sun, the solar energy obtained by the photosynthetic organisms. So these photosynthetic organisms, by obtaining this energy from the sun, solar energy from the sun, they undergo light reaction. They undergo light reaction in the grana of the chloroplast. Okay? In the grana of the chloroplast, the photosynthetic organisms, by obtaining solar energy, they undergo light reaction. And in the light reaction, the product of the light reactions are NADPH, plus ATP. So this is the product of the light reaction which takes place in the grana of the chloroplast. So this is the first phase of the photosynthesis, that is known as light reaction. So during light reaction, what happens? The 6 carbon molecules adds with 6 water molecules. So in the presence of light, okay, and pigment, that is chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a photosynthetic pigment which absorbs light. Chlorophyll. So it produces what? C6H12O6. That is glucose plus 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water. So this is the general equations from the light reaction. Then comes the dark reaction. So during the dark reaction, what happens? The dark reaction utilizes the product of the light reaction. That is NADPH plus ATP. This is the product of light reaction. So we utilize it with the help in the Kelvin cycle. So Kelvin cycle is also known as C3 cycle. So this kind of Kelvin cycle takes place in C3, also known as C3 cycles. So some C3 plants are there, like sugarcane, rice, etc., etc. These plants utilize this Kelvin cycle. Okay, this Kelvin cycle, what is the function? So the carbon dioxide, they fix the carbon dioxide obtained from the photosynthesis. Okay, the carbon dioxide, they reduce the carbon dioxide to triose phosphate. Triose, by the process, with the help of Kelvin cycle, they will reduce the carbon dioxide to triose phosphate, then produce glucose, which is a carbohydrate. And so this is the overall process. The first is the light reaction and second is the dark reaction. So during the dark reaction, what happens? The equation is like this. So during light reaction, 3 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of NADPH, so which is obtained from NADPH. So NADPH is obtained from the light reaction, so they utilize it, plus 6 ATP. So during the it takes place in the dark reaction. Okay. So what happens? 6 molecules of carbon dioxide obtained from the photosynthesis. They fix it with the help of Kelvin cycle. So they add with 6 molecules of NADPH plus 6 molecules of ATP to form glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate plus 6 NADP positive plus 6 ADP. So this is the reaction during the dark reaction of the photosynthesis. And besides this, some photosynthetic pigments, as we mentioned here in the light reaction, is chlorophyll. So some photosynthetic pigments. So photosynthetic pigments actually are the main components that play important role during the photosynthesis. So what happens? So photosynthetic pigments, the main photosynthetic pigment is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is the main photosynthetic pigment. Besides this, some accessory photosynthetic pigments are also there, which are utilized because as it is an accessory, which are used when the chlorophyll A. So actually what happens, the chlorophyll pigments absorbs wavelength of light. Okay, so some chlorophyll A absorbs a certain wavelength of light, but it cannot absorb some wavelength of light strongly. So those wavelength of light that chlorophyll A cannot absorb, so this kind of wavelength of light are absorbed by accessory pigments. Okay, accessory pigments absorb only those wavelength of light which are cannot strongly absorbed by chlorophyll A. So these chlorophyll pigments are chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, chlorophyll B, xanthophyll, carotenoids, phycobilins. Okay, so these are the accessory pigments. Finally, what happens? The accessory pigments absorb those wavelengths of light and transport finally into the chlorophyll A. So they finally transport to the main chlorophyll pigment, that is chlorophyll A. This is the overall process of a photosynthesis. Now I will explain about nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen is found in the nature as inorganic, and both in organic and inorganic form. In inorganic form it is found as ammonia, nitrate, and in the organic form it is found in amino acid, nitric acid, like this. So what happens that nitrogen undergoes transformations, okay, and this transformation can be shown with the help of a nitrogen cycle. So during the transformation there are various processes involved. So those processes are nitrogen fixation, nitrification, ammonification, denitrification, etc., which I will show you. So first, what happens? The organic nitrogen N2, organic nitrogen molecule N2 transforms to ammonia, and that ammonia can also be produced from this organic molecules obtained from soil, and this organic molecules obtained from nitrogen molecules obtained from gas. Okay, and this ammonia is also obtained from by the process of biological nitrogen fixation. So this process is known as ammonification. So ammonia obtained from organic nitrogen molecule is known as ammonification, and ammonia obtained from inorganic nitrogen molecule is nitrification, nitrogen fixation. So from ammonia it produces nitrite. Okay, from ammonia it produces nitrite, and from nitrite it produces nitrate. From nitrite it produces nitrate, and this whole process from ammonia to nitrate is known as denitrification. So this whole process is denitrification. So after denitrification, what happens? The nitrate ions again. Sorry, this is not denitrification. This is nitrification. Nitrification, because from ammonia to nitrate, it is nitrification. So after nitrification and the final production of the final product, that is nitrate, it produces again it produces nitrite ion, and then to NO or N2, nitrogen gas, and finally it produces inorganic nitrogen molecule. So this another whole process which will be in the cycles form NO and 2. So this whole process from nitrate to formation of nitrogen molecule is known as denitrification. Denitrification. So this is the overall nitrogen cycle. So various kinds of organisms, microorganisms involved during this processes of nitrogen cycle. So first is during biological nitrogen fixation. Biological nitrogen fixation. What happens? From inorganic nitrogen molecule, it produces ammonia. Okay, and the species, bacterial species which are involved, which help in the conversion of inorganic nitrogen molecules to ammonia are Azotobacter, Rhodospirillum, Rhizobium is a very important one. Rhizobium species, etc. So this is the biological nitrogen fixation, where from inorganic nitrogen it produces ammonia. After that comes nitrification. Nitrification. So during nitrification, what happens? From ammonia, it produces nitrate. Yeah. From ammonia, it produces nitrate. So it's a two-step process. First, from ammonia, it produces nitride ion. Two-step process. First, from ammonia, it produces nitride ion, NO2. So during this process, the microorganisms involved are nitrosomonas, nitrosococcus, etc. So from ammonia to nitrite. So after that, from nitrite to nitrate, during this process of nitrification also requires the other kinds of microorganisms. Those are Nitrobacter, Nitrospira. So Nitrobacter, Nitrospira, etc. So this is the process of nitrogen fixation, nitrification. After nitrification, from ammonia molecule to the nitrate molecule, the third process is denitrification. So denitrification, where so this is denitrification. During denitrification, the nitrate ion again reverts to nitride ion and finally converts to N2, inorganic nitrogen molecule. Okay, from NO3 to NO2 to finally to N2 to finally N2. So this is the process. This is the nitrification. During this nitrification, anaerobic denitrifying bacteria such as Paracoccus, denitrificans, okay, and Thiobacillus denitrificans, denitrificans are involved. Okay, Paracoccus denitrificans, Thiobacillus denitrificans are the bacteria that involved during the process of denitrification. And Denitrification is an anaerobic process. Anaerobic process. Nitrification is an aerobic process. And pyrogen nitrogen fixation is both aerobic and anaerobic process. It takes place in the presence of oxygen, and both in presence of oxygen and absence of oxygen. And finally, ammonification. Ammonification. So during ammonification, what happens? Molecular organic nitrogen molecule converts to ammonia. So molecular organic molecule converts to ammonia. So the microorganisms involved are bacteria such as Bacillus, Pseudomonas, and fungi such as decomposers, etc. So this process also takes place in both aerobic and anaerobic condition. In both aerobic and anaerobic condition, this process ammonification also takes place in both aerobic and anaerobic condition. So this is the overall process of nitrogen fixation.